Okay, hi everyone. My name is Manisha, and today we're going to talk about building your pipeline. And for me, this is one of my absolute favorite presentations from doTERRA. And I love to discuss it with people because in the doTERRA world, this is very much the icing on the cake when it comes to what doTERRA has to offer for you and your family. So when we're talking about doTERRA and we're talking about the people in doTERRA, we have found that typically there are three types of people. There are people who just want the product so that they can live the wellness lifestyle. And then there are people who decide that, hey, I need to tell everyone about this. I can't help but share the product because I want my mom to have these or I want my best friend to have these too. And those people share products enough to get their oils paid for. And then there are people who want to build the business of doTERRA and people who think, I love this product so much. I really want to make an impact and I want to share it. And I think I can do this with intention and put some serious time and energy because I want to build an income with doTERRA and I want to either supplement or replace my income. And I would just ask you while you're watching, what type of person are you? Where do you identify yourself? And it's okay if maybe you start out just, you just started with doTERRA just because you wanted to live the wellness lifestyle. I mean, that's why I started. And then I kind of started to share. So I changed. I became a sharer in doTERRA. And I just wanted to tell my friends and my family all about the oils. And then when it started to work out really well for me, I started to build the business because I could see that this was an amazing opportunity. And now the business is what I love to share about. So we're going to dive into that just a little bit so you can get a taste for what residual income means and what it looks like to build a business with doTERRA. So when I was kind of making that transition between being a sharer and in doTERRA to being a builder in doTERRA, I heard this presentation about hauling buckets versus building a pipeline. And it's a presentation about different ways to earn money. And it basically hit me in just the right place. It made me literally fall off my chair because I just realized that I was sitting on the best opportunity possible. So I'm going to share it with you because I want to change your life and make you think a little bit about differently about earning income. So the story goes like this. There was a man in a village, and it was his job to haul buckets of water every day from the local water source to the village. But this was a really hard job, right? He had to walk several miles in the heat and carry big buckets of water, fill them up, carry them back, distribute them to the village. He had to sell them to people who couldn't haul their own water, and he would do this hour after hour, day after day. But then as he goes on, he realizes that the job is getting harder. It's not getting easier. And he's thinking, I'm getting older. I don't have any time freedom. I can't take off work to go see the sights. I can't help my wife if she's sick or if one of our children need me. Or even if I'm sick, then we don't have money at all. I can't even go to, work if I'm sick. So these are the things that kind of went through the man's mind. And usually when you have a problem like that, you start thinking out of the box. You start thinking for maybe a different type of opportunity. So that got his wheels spinning. And he decided that at night he would start to dig a pipeline. He would dig a pipeline and work night after night, just a little bit, and dig and dig and dig until he'd made a way over several years to lay pipe from the village to the local water source. And then he was able to have water coming into that village any time of the day. It was coming in the mornings, it was coming in the evenings. Throughout the middle of the night, whenever anybody needed water, they could come and turn on his spigot and have his water. And then he could earn money whether he was sleeping or taking time off. And he didn't have to haul those buckets anymore. And, this thing about hauling buckets versus building a pipeline, that's really the difference between trading your time for money in a traditional job or earning true residual income. So, in a traditional job, you're always trading hours for dollars. Even if you're on a salary, you have a set amount of hours, or not on a salary, you have a set amount of hours you work on a monthly basis or weekly basis, or you clock in and clock out, you work your shift. And that is one way to earn an income. And having a job in general is a blessing and it's a great thing. It's just not the best thing necessarily, or the ticket to financial freedom for most of us with a traditional job. There's the thing with the traditional job is there a limit on advancement and earnings. So that means you can't just earn exponentially. You can't just climb the ladder incessantly and just keep earning, right? There's usually a cap or a ceiling on that, and there's a limited time, right? So you don't decide when you go on a vacation or how long you stay. You don't have that freedom. It's dictated by the parameters of the job set up for you. Maybe you get a week or 2 weeks, a year, but if you wanted to like stay longer, maybe that's not possible. And it also dictates who you visit, when you visit, and where you go. And then you're building someone else's dream because it's their company, right? And they're the owners or the managers or whatever. And it's overall, it's their dream for life. And you're just a part of their dream. And you're making their dreams come true, but at the sacrifice of potential, your dreams. You're sacrificing your own dreams. So now with that, you know, authentic direct sales and with the doTERRA opportunity, you're earning true residual income. And that income that it's that income that pays you when you're sleeping and income that pays you when you take time off, maybe, or to, you know, take, if you have to take time off to care for a sick relative. The other thing is that there are no limits on advancements in earnings, meaning you can go and climb the doTERRA ladder as high as you want. And you can actually do that over and over again and earn as much as you want in doTERRA. And if someone above you has stopped building the business, you can supersede them. So you don't have to be limited by what other people around you do. And that's pretty amazing because the income earning potential is unlimited. You also have the freedom to choose your own schedule if you want. You can work when your kids are sleeping. You can, work when you're even on a holiday for a couple hours, so that you're not missing life while you're doing your job, your business. And if you need to take a day off, that's so great, right? When the sun is shining, you can be outside. You can even be working from outside. Um, so you have a lot of flexibility with that. You can have that freedom because you're building your own dreams, right? This is building a business that you own, building a business that you have control over and that can feed into other things that you want to do with your life and other things that you're passionate about or that, are priorities for you. Okay, so why doTERRA? Why partner with doTERRA? There's a lot of opportunities out there, but why is doTERRA the best? doTERRA is the most trusted, most tested essential oil plant company on the planet. So we have over 8.5 million customers. We're used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. In fact, we're the largest oil company in the world as well. So doTERRA had a growth similar to Apple. And if you know, obviously the popular software company called Apple, they reached $1 billion in about 7 years. And doTERRA essential oils actually did the same in the same amount of time. So we have a record breaking retention rate as well of 65%. And this means that people in doTERRA love their product and reorder it over and over again. And this is unprecedented because in the industry, in the direct sales industry, if companies are doing pretty good, their customers will reorder, but only about 13% of their customers will reorder, even on a yearly basis. So that's how much they're using the product. So with doTERRA, people can't stop ordering because the products are in many ways replacing their other healthcare options. And they're working for them to improve their daily life. So doTERRA also creates partnerships with growers around the world. And this just shows the heart of the company and the integrity the company has with sustaining the practice of harvesting essential oils. So we're a privately owned company and we are a debt-free company with no outside funding. And I think all of this is just important for you to know that, when you're thinking about this opportunity. So, how do you make money with doTERRA? That is a question you probably have, and it's something we can expand on even more. But for right now, I just want you to know that the process goes through, someone goes through in order to make money with doTERRA is very simple, and it's very tried and true. You sample people essential oils, you sample them, whatever they need for their wellness. Maybe it's just one sample at a time to teach them and show them how oils can work for them for very basic ailments like allergies or head tension or an achy knee, low energy. So once they have had that great experience with the essential oils, once they feel like they need to learn more, you teach them. You invite them to an essential oils made easy and you teach them 3 cool things about essential oils and 3 ways to use essential oils. And then you help them get enrolled with doTERRA. You help them pick a kit just like you did when you got started because we need to help people get oils in their homes. And the last thing we do with doTERRA is support them. So we support with education and resources so they know how to use what they have and be really effective and intentional with getting better with their oils. So they also know how, we also teach them how to order and get the most out of their membership. And they're able to take their wellness journey to really like a whole new level. So in doTERRA, there are many different income earning opportunities, and what opportunity you want and where you want to go and how high you want to climb in doTERRA is really up to you. So some people like to start at the bottom. I mean, we all start at the bottom, but for some people, they like to aim for that's just all where they want to be. They're not looking for another business or a full time job. They're looking for an opportunity to get their essential oils paid for every month. They're looking to have free natural health care, and thousands of people around the world get this through the doTERRA opportunity. But then some people want more than that. They have their eye on the rank of silver and gold and maybe platinum because they're looking to supplement their income or maybe, begin to replace their income and save for future and things like that. And then there's people who want to replace their income and have even have more than enough so that they can impact the world or maybe do something bigger, travel, give to a good cause, maybe all of the above. And they usually have their eye on diamond and above for in doTERRA. So my question to you would be just to think about where you want to land in this business. And if you don't have, you don't have to stop by any means and you don't have to make that complete decision now, but it's good to know like an initial goal of like, yeah, I want to earn $500 with doTERRA a month, or I would love to earn $5,000 a month with doTERRA. So that's important for you to kind of identify for yourself. Okay, so I'm going to give a little piece of my story to you right now, just sort of how residual income has changed my life. Because what I'd ask for you to do is when you're done listening to me, just pause. And maybe somebody else who's with you right now would like to, um, benefit from this story as well. And it's important for you to know that doTERRA has worked for many of us. And we have a lot of leaders that you can talk to. Please do reach out to us because it's changed our lives in a lot of different ways. So when I started with doTERRA, it was a few years ago. My husband and I have been expatriates for 22 years, moving around every 3 years, not staying longer in a place. But let me back up. Before I met my husband, I was a stockbroker working in San Francisco. I quit my job, got married, and we started a new adventure of being an expatriate. We started having babies and enjoying the life of travel. We moved back to California for a few years, and I decided to go back to work and become a financial planner. Estate, insurance, investment, succession planning. Loved every part of working and goal setting and helping people be financially well. But then we moved again. So I always needed my something. So I couldn't do my financial planning from overseas because of the regulations. So I started a Japanese washi bako company, right? I covered these beautiful cedar boxes with Japanese washi paper. I did shows, I taught classes, but then we moved back to the States again. So that was over because I couldn't get my boxes and my paper here in the States. So I did a year of soul searching, came to realize I loved working with people. That was really my underlying theme. And I wanted to make a difference in their lives. So while in Japan, we became involved with Hope International Development Agency and started fundraising for them to bring clean water to the most poor of the world. I mean, talk about an amazing feeling to give like that. It's 10 o'clock. So I decided to spend the next 2 years certifying as a health and wellness coach. I wanted to help people. I wanted them to feel better and be happier. So, well, then we moved to Shanghai. And just as life was getting set up, my friend introduced me to the business of doTERRA, of residual income, of working from wherever I had Wi Fi, of working with people in health and wellness. I jumped in with 2 feet, right? And it has been one of the most fulfilling things I have ever done. I started using the oils and I started sharing and then I started building the business. And for me, that residual income and getting paid that extra to be free to give, free to travel has been the biggest blessing that has happened in my life. I mean, one of the biggest things ever happened. So what I want you to do right now is just pause so that you don't have to listen, and just take a minute to think about what would help you make that kind of an impact in your life. And, if there's anyone else with you right now that is needing this opportunity, that needs what doTERRA has to give them, um, think of them. Write it down, make a list of the people in your world that could really benefit from an opportunity like doTERRA. Okay, so I hope you guys were inspired. I want to talk to you a little bit about how much time is involved with doTERRA because if you're thinking, could this work for me? You need to know how much time you have to get what you want out of doTERRA. So really, it just depends on what you want. So if you want to pay for your product, if you want free national health care, you're going to have to put in like 3 to 5 hours a week. You have to sample people and help them get started with the oils and do some follow up and make sure they know how to use their oils. Um, and you know that our team is here for that. So you have mentors throughout doTERRA, and you can, use the resources that are in front of you to do that. If you want to go beyond that and you want to supplement your income, you're going to need to put in about 10 to 15 hours per week. And then if you even want to go beyond this and replace your income, you're going to be putting in 15 to 30 hours a week. And I've never really seen anybody build significant income and replace their income on less than 15 hours a week. But honestly, that breaks down to 3 hours a day, right? And if you think back to that man who was digging his pipeline at night, I mean, it's amazing, right? The little bits every day, right? It's a great story. So if you can equate that story to your own life and give up on some things that you're doing every day, maybe, Netflix every night instead of building a business that could change your life forever, is that something that you would explore and start? So, could this work for you? Possibly. If you love your essential oils, that's all of us. That's a great start. You have to love the product, you have to believe in it. You have to feel like you want to talk about it all the time. I don't know any leader who is not a product of the product, you know? Do you care about people? You have to be willing to help people on their wellness journey. That's what this job is all about. So if you can say yes to both of those, you're on the right track. And then can you follow a system and get things done? So our team has a very tried and true system that will help you be successful and not cost you much at all. So that has been proven and works all over the world. So um, if you feel like just tell me, what can I do and let me do it, then this could definitely work for you. And along the way, I've noticed through my journey with doTERRA, it's not just about helping others, impacting the world. I've actually impacted myself. So there's a lot of self-development that goes into working with the community in doTERRA. You will become so much better, so much stronger, so much more confident in yourself once you start working with doTERRA. Okay, so what are your next steps? First, you need to identify what type of person you are. Like, are you someone who just wants to live the wellness lifestyle? Maybe that's still where you're at and you want to stay there, and that's totally okay. But if you're someone who wants to share or build with doTERRA, you need to let us know. You need to let the person who teaches your oil classes, who got you your account, who has shared with you, let them know. And, you know, tell them what you want out of that. Attend the Business Made Easy presentations, right? It's a deeper dive into business. And this thing called residual income and the compensation plan, it's so important to know it. And it's important that you kind of have that big picture of doTERRA. The next thing you need to do is connect it. So you want to sign up for daily mentor calls and, start learning how to effectively share doTERRA. So we will help you through every step of that journey. The last thing I want to leave you with is this quote, and suddenly you just know it's time to start something new and trust the magic of the beginnings. So this is kind of what happened to me when I heard the pipeline versus hauling buckets story, right? So it changed my life. And I hope something has changed your life tonight in hearing this. That something in your heart says, I need to learn more. And I would encourage you to follow that prompting. Okay. So good luck, you guys. And I am cheering you on.